So I'm going to ask Darren to come on up, and the Connect group leaders for our fall, if you guys want to head to the prayer room. We're going to introduce to you the Connect groups, the groups that you can say, hey, I want to do this. I want to jump in. I want to be known and know others in a deeper way. So Darren's going to introduce this. The groups are going to come and share, and Nilan is going to end us. So Darren and Nilan help really guide and lead our home groups, and have done a phenomenal job in supporting our leaders. And so I'm just looking forward to what they have to share this morning.
All right. In the simplest terms, it's like this. You've heard of Encounter, right? We are people of Encounter, and the Hoff will correct me if I'm wrong, but the theologians would call this effectual calling. As you encounter the person and work of Jesus Christ, the natural progression is what we call discipleship. It's where you want to grow and develop in your faith. And the natural progression of discipleship is what we're calling relational missions. But relational missions is just about being a kingdom-minded person. It's about being an active member of the community of faith, right? It's being willing to serve and be served, whether it's serving in the local church, including your family, or in the wider community, including your workplace, or in the quote-unquote mission field, like going to Niagara Falls, or India, or Europe, or Africa, wherever God, being faithful to the sphere of influence that God is calling you into, right? And the natural progression of being willing to be served and be served by God is encountering God in a deeper and more profound level, right? So we have encounter, discipleship, relational missions, encounter. But you can't encounter God unless you're being open to be served and to serve, right? To be open to the leading of Christ in your life. You can't be open to the leading of Christ in your best way unless you're willing to be discipled by him and being in community with other people. And when you're truly in community with other people, then you encounter God on a deeper level, right? And I don't think I'm lying when I say this is the vision for the church currently. And so we wanted to take this opportunity this morning to introduce you to some Connect groups where you'll have an opportunity in each of these groups to encounter, to be discipled, and to have those relational missions. So I'm just going to bring up the Connect group leaders then to just share what their ministries will be, what their group is all about.
I'm very excited about this group. So they're going to share a bit about the group, when it is, and then they're going to be available in the foyer after to ask questions. So it's going to be pretty quick, but there'll be time to discuss and dialogue and chat with them after the service.
Hi, my name is Debbie. We have an art group that is going to meet this fall. The first morning will be October the 4th, and we will paint from 10 o'clock till noon. Some of us will be there earlier than that, so if you want to come earlier, that's fine. It's open to men, women, and just bring your own supplies. And if you've never painted before, we certainly welcome you to come out and join us. We will help you. We will teach you. We start out with a prayer, and then Judy Gillis sometimes brings her guitar, and she covers us with songs of the Lord, or we play music and paint to the music, and just sharing God's love while we're painting. So if you need more info, I'll be at the back afterwards, and I'll give you all the details. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Linda, and our group is the Daniel Plan, and it's to do with a healthy lifestyle. And it's just physically, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, mentally. And it's not a diet. It's not a weight loss program. It's not the Daniel fast. Sometimes people think that's what it is. It's a program put together by Rick Warren, and a medical doctor and a psychiatrist. And it's for men, women, youth, previous members, people who have taken the course before have returned. And it's every Sunday night, 7 to 8:30, and it's at this home, One Center 150, and it starts October 15th.
Hi, everyone. My name's Brenda. I'm fairly new to the church here. Started attending at the end of January of this year, and I have to say I love it here. I'm looking forward to opening up my home starting October the 12th from 7 to 8:30 because I go to bed by 9. And and I'm hoping that my home will be a place of community, a place of connection with one another, and a place of definite connection with Jesus, because I love him so much. And I'm just really looking forward to building those deeper connections with you. I haven't decided what topic or what avenue, that we would head in, because I'm hoping that as a group we can decide together what would best serve us as a family and a community together. So I'm hoping that I'll see some of you at the back of the church after service today, and that we'll have an opportunity to share some ideas of what might be a good idea to have at the house. So I live on Mackenzie Drive in Summerside, so if you live locally, that should be pretty easy to get to. And looking forward to meeting some of you and having a deeper connection.
Hi, my name is Steve, and my wife Natalie and I host the Alabaster House. It's a prayer and worship night. We do usually every Wednesday. In the youth room, we're going to be starting the 1st of October, and it's just a time for those people who just want to come out and, just as the scriptures say, with the lady with the jar of alabaster oil, she poured it all onto the feet of Jesus, and sitting at the feet of Jesus and just giving your all and just loving on him as he loves on you. And we go for 2 hours, but if you don't want to sit for 2 hours in silence or in prayer, then you can come for 20 minutes, you can come for a half hour, you can come for an hour, and we just sit and worship and pray. And it's a great time just to pour out yourself, pour out all that you have to the one who loves you most. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Dorothy, and I'm actually scripted. It's a secretary in me, because I don't want to miss something. So we have the Connect Through Knitting and Crocheting group. So we did this last year, and we're coming back. So while we knit and crochet and chat, because we do like to chat, we are maturing in our walk with Jesus, as well as connecting with each other. So we have some really new, exciting plans I haven't even shared with the people who are coming. They'll learn when they start coming back. So, we don't want to give it all away, right? So we meet here at the church Mondays at 7, and we actually start tomorrow night. My thing is, follow the sound of the clicking needles and laughter to find us. We're usually in the prayer room, so it's easy to find us. But if you come in before 7, we've usually got tea set up, and sometimes there's a snack, but I can't promise that every time. But we're in the prayer room. And come and join us, connect with others through God's creative ways. You do not need to know how to knit and crochet. It's a blessing if you do, but if you don't, we're willing to help. We can always put together supplies for you. And guys, it's not just for women. Men are amazing knitters and crocheters. So if you're a hidden, sort of classic knitter and crocheter, and you want to take it out of the closet, come and join us, okay?
I'm not sure how to follow that. My name's Mark. Jane and I are going to share this announcement, so if you hear the same thing twice, that's why. Our group, we see our group as an opportunity to care for each other, and so we are choosing a geographic location, Jane will tell you where that is, and inviting people in close proximity. We see our group as an extension of Sunday morning conversation, the teaching, and an opportunity in a small group to discuss things that are being talked about in the larger community. We are, having said that, we're going to start this fall with a look at the resources from the book Emotionally Healthy Spirituality. Some of you are familiar with that. Some of you may have participated in that, but that's going to be our starting resource this fall. And we also see our group as an opportunity to pool resources to serve others in our community, serve together. So, Jane?
So we are a little bit by what Mark said, geographically locating our group. So we're calling it the GKA, the Greater Kensington Area. I'm afraid I have the part of a little more uncertainty that we haven't yet worked out what night we're going to meet. We need to have a preliminary meeting and kind of figure out people's schedules. And also what timing. All I know now is it's not going to be a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. So stay tuned, but if this is of interest to you, we'd love to hear from you, and we can track along and see if timing-wise it's a good fit or location-wise. And we will be meeting in somebody's home, which to be announced.
I'm Nalan. And Darren and I do host a Connect group in our home. It's a games night. We meet the second and fourth Friday of the month. And the idea behind that is Friday nights, we don't necessarily, if you come with kids, they don't have to get up quite so early on Saturday morning, in theory. We all know kids get up earlier on Saturday, but in theory, they don't have to. So that's why we've picked the Friday night. So hopefully it makes for a little easier for parents with young ones to be able to come. And we are going to start on September 22nd in our home. I asked Tyler this morning what he likes about Connect groups. And I tried to convince him to come up, and he's like, no, I'm not talking in front of all those people. But he will be out at the table later to get, if you want to sign up, because Mom got tagged to do a couple other things. So if you want to talk to Tyler about games night, he'll be at the table. But he said the thing he likes about Connect groups is he gets to meet all the people and the food. And I got to be honest, I heard the same thing from the leaders last week. So the other thing that if you see us up here and go, man, I have an idea God's been telling me I'm supposed to do. This, just because we're here doesn't mean you're off the hook. If God's calling you and has planted a seed in you that says, I want you to do this thing that you are passionate about, that I created you to do, please let us know. The other part of that is, if you have led a Connect group in the past, and you may have moved, you may have downsized, and you're like, yeah, I still would like to, but I don't have the space. Or I have the space, but I really don't want to get into leadership. Are you crazy? I'd like you to come talk to us about that. We're going to actually have another sign-up sheet back there. I'm calling it the dream sheet. If you have the dream of a Connect group, whether it's the seed of an idea, because I have a list of those too. There's been feedback of, I'd really like to see this type of group, or I'd really like to see this type of group. If you have that seed, we want to hear that. If you are the person that's like, I'd really like to lead, but I don't have the space, or this is where I'd like to lead at, we may be able to match you up with a bunch of people that are already interested. So the legwork is done, but we know, as Darren said, we are a people of encounter, and we know God encounters each and every one of you. And so we need to hear from you as to how God is speaking to you, because we know it's not just us here at the front. We're just a percentage. So we want to know what those dreams are, whether it's leader, whether it's an idea, whether it's a space, we need to hear that as well. So if you have that idea, sign the dream sheet. We want to hear about it. And if you are here joining us this morning online and you're like, I really would like to be part, but how do I give feedback? All the information is also going to be online for you to be able to connect with us that way as well.